welcome back to the Haddonfield Horrors podcast where we review horror movies and horror movie franchises. I'm Maria,
I'm Mark.
and today we're watching one of my favorite standalone horror movies, The Taking of Deborah Logan, released in 2014, directed by Adam Robitel, written by Gavin Heffernan and Adam Robitel. Mark, can you please give us a plot summary?
What starts as a poignant medical documentary about Deborah Logan's descent into Alzheimer's disease and her daughter's struggles as a caregiver degenerates into a maddening portrayal of dementia at its most frightening as hair-raising events plague the family and the crew, and an unspeakable evil threatens to tear the very fabric of sanity from all of them.
So this was your first time watching it, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, and I fucking loved it.
I'm glad you I'm glad that you liked it.
You know how picky I am with my horror movies, and I was afraid it was gonna be found footage style, but I'm glad it wasn't. I mean, it kind of was, but I actually enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, personally, I love found footage movies. I don't know why. I love them. But this one, it is kind of found footage, but like it works. You know what I mean? Like, it's like above average than other found footage movies.
I think it also helped that like the main actress, the actress who plays Deborah Logan, I'm a huge fan of hers already. Uh, I'm a huge soap opera fan, and before its cancellation, she played on the soap opera All My Children for about, I want to say 15 years. So, like, that was already a big draw for me because I was like, you know what? I know this woman can act, so I'm not afraid about the acting.
Yeah, when I first saw this movie, I was like when I first saw it, because I think it first came out on in Netflix. I was obsessed. Like I watched this movie back to back, and it's just so good. I don't know what it is. Even like
You
rewatching
watched
it
it back to
for
back?
I just when I get obsessed, I just can't help it. Like I need to rewatch it again because I feel like there's
This
so much that you like miss the first time, so you like
this
rewatch
movie
it.
freaked me the fuck out. I could barely get through that initial viewing, and then I like tried to go back, but I was like, I can't. I have to watch like a playthrough or something. I can't do this.
It's so good. Like I don't know, the parts were really good. Um, I don't know. I love this movie since the first time I saw it, and like watching it again, there's still some stuff that I was like, oh okay, I didn't know about that. Um, were there any moments or scenes that you liked or disliked?
Only thing I disliked was when Harris was shooting, because I'm not like, was he possessed or was he just drunk and concerned?
He was just drunk and concerned. He was like, I guess he was kind of freaking out because he kind of knew, like Deb's secret and everything that like happened in the past. So I think he was like freaking out because, she was declining fast, and Henri, I think they pronounce his name, he started like to be brought up again. So I think he thought that the crew was making her sicker, that they
Mm-hmm.
were like purposely bringing up old memories for her. So, you know,
Yeah,
and he
but
was drunk.
yeah, that's the only scene I didn't like because it kind of just felt out of place. But the one scene I loved, the last scenes when Deborah has the kid's head in her mouth, like the effects on that, the practical effects were amazing, and that had me like that freaked me out. But the first scene that freaked me out was when she started to like claw at her neck. I was like, what the
Oh
fuck
yeah.
is happening? Because everything happened so fast. Like the crew got there, and then like that same day, like boom, like shit just started going bad shit crazy.
Yeah, like I feel like in the beginning it starts off so like, it's a documentary about dementia and you see her kind of going through the motions, and then like it all like I think yeah, from that point everything just starts going downhill. She starts declining really fast. You see that she's kind of crazy. Um and there's like weird stuff going on. I mean, there was weird stuff going on in the beginning, but they weren't like anything too weird. I love the scene. I remember the first time I saw it, the scene where you see her basically eating the child, I gasped. I was like, "Oh my!" It looks so like the effects were so good.
That
Like it
freaked me the
wasn't.
fuck out. I
Yeah,
couldn't process what was happening.
yeah, it was so scary. Oh my god, part was
But
freaking
I
out.
think, but also the ending scene, like I'm just the look on that girl's face, like we're supposed to believe that the ritual was completed and that the demon is now in the demons in the little girl's body. Oh wait, is it a demon that's in the girl's body or is it the doctor who's in the girl's body?
I think it's the doctor. I saw a playback of it, and they had explained that I guess yeah she was kind of possessed by the doctor, but he was going to sacrifice her anyway, like towards the end. I guess when she gets her first you know menstruation, I guess because she is like really small, and I don't think she might have gotten it yet. So I'm assuming he's in her body, and he's gonna like you know, kill her at some point towards the end and then live forever, which is what he wanted. Yeah, I think that's what he was gonna do. Um,
So so instead of immortality, he's just what, body hopping?
I mean, I think originally he wanted immortality, but then it didn't work out.
So he just decided to possess the young girl who has a longer lifespan because she's young. Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, and then in the future, I guess
He can do it again.
sacrifice somebody. I mean, I guess like the ritual's still valid.
No, but I thought by him jumping into the girl's body, that was the ritual completed. So he would have to start all the way over.
Oh yeah, he would, right? Yeah. I don't know. I just, they didn't like. I guess they were trying to leave it on a cliffhanger. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, like is the girl possessed or what? Is it Desjardins? Is it her? You know what I mean?
Yep.
But like this scene. So the scene that also got me was before. I think this was like the when they were in the cave and they had like night vision on the camera, and they find Deb and she turns around and her eyes just go all dark and her mouth just goes all long. That part was scary. That part got me. I think it even got me like while I was watching it. I was like, "Oh my god, I don't remember this being that crazy."
My favorite scene actually is when the one crew member leaves. He's like, "This shit is getting weird. I'm out of here." I'm always pro when a horror movie character is like, "This crazy shit's going down. I have to get the hell out of here. Why are we staying here?" So I was like, it reminded me of the camera guy from Scream 2. Like, get the
Yeah.
hell out of Dodge. Like, why are you sticking around for this craziness?
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like throughout the movie they were kind of like he stood out a little bit to me. But to be honest though, I didn't really like him. Um the characters like honestly, I did not like Mia. Mia was kind of annoying.
I
I didn't
didn't
really
like.
like.
Wait, Mia was she was one of the crew members, right? I don't
Yeah,
like any of the crew members. I
no,
didn't like any
I
of
was
them.
just about to say that. I didn't like any of them.
They were
Like,
all equally annoying. I didn't enjoy them at all.
yeah, right. Like Mia, for one, I don't know. She was nuts. I think she was nuts. She was like ignoring everything that was happening, I guess, because she really wanted her paper to be done. And then Gavin was kind of like he was a little douchey to me, you know. And
Yep.
Luis was just kind of there, I guess. He didn't really like pop up till like the end, really, when he stayed with Mia, and when he was like trying to help them when they got up at the cave.
Hmm.
Then he had to leave, but then like that was it. But I really liked Sarah.
Was she
It
a
wasn't.
lesbian?
Yeah, she is.
Okay, because Deborah kept on saying you got to get back home to your lady friend, and I was like, is she trying to hint that this woman's a lesbian?
There was a scene where she like called her girlfriend,
I think I might have missed that.
and when she like explained to Mia where like her girlfriend doesn't really know, like her girlfriend thinks that that her mom is kind of sick, but she doesn't know like the extent of it, um or that Sarah is staying for like a long time, I guess. like with her mom. Were there any other characters that you didn't like besides the crew?
Um, Harris. I didn't like Harris mostly because I just didn't get the point of him. But like towards the end, I'm like, oh, so he helped Deborah cover up the murder that she committed. So that's why he's being overprotective. That's why he doesn't want them here. But it also made me doesn't like him because I'm like, he's seeing the signs. He knows what's happening. But instead of actually explaining things to them, he's just trying to get rid of them. I'm like, if you would have tried to explain most of this much sooner, then it would have helped. But he waited too long, so I didn't like Harris, and I was kind of going back and forth with the doctor, Doctor Nazir. Like,
Yeah,
I there was sometimes I liked her, I'm like she's just doing her job, and there are other times where I'm like, you have to know, but medically, like this is not right. You have to start thinking outside the box. You're talking to this woman, and she starts to like tear off like the skin and the flesh from her arms, and I don't know. There were questionable things happening.
well, on that note, let's talk more in depth about these characters. um I guess we can start with Dr. Navir, since you already talked about her. But I mean, I agree. Like, I mean, I mean, okay, I'm not a doctor. I don't really know much about um, what does she have? Alzheimer's.
She has Alzheimer's, but I don't think I think she was like in early stages. I don't think they expected her to progress as fast as she was. So that should have been a bunch of red flags for the doctor. Like shit ain't right. Things are going too fast. But like I don't know.
Yeah, like she didn't really like. She was just like, oh, it just happens. It's just aggressive. But I feel like they were there for like a week, and she got really bad.
Yeah,
So I definitely think
yes.
she should have looked a little bit more into that. I think like at the end she was like, oh, she has like I think they try to say that she had split personality disorder.
Yeah, I saw that, and I'm just like, there's you guys are just throwing things at the wind at like are just throwing things out there now because she has Alzheimer's and she has a split personality. Like something isn't adding up, and you guys aren't doing your due diligence. Like do something.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a lot was going on and they just could not figure it out. And it was like, I mean, not to say like, that they should have thought like possession, but they should have been a little bit more attentive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something was something. I just thought they weren't doing things like the way I expected it to. Like, come on, like something's obviously wrong. You gave this girl a gave this woman a dementia diagnosis, but then things are progressing at an abnormal speed. You should have thought outside the box. She didn't seem helpful. She seemed just as confused and just as lost as everyone else. And I'm like, I needed the
Yeah.
doctor in the story to be like intelligent.
Yeah, right? Like she was kind of no help. Um,
None whatsoever.
yeah. Let's talk about Harris, even though we kind of already talked about him.
Well,
He
I'm
was
gonna say is that I don't like Harris. I feel like he withheld the information until it was too late, and then he waited until his deathbed. Like how cliche is that? Like you could have been helpful alive, sir.
Yeah, and the fact that instead of going to Sarah and being like, yeah, so this happened. His first solution, well, not his first solution, but he was gonna kill her. Like I was like, bro, hold on. I think he like missed a couple steps. You know, like they were. I guess he was afraid of like the truth coming out, the fact that Deb killed, um, Desjardins. But I feel like at that
I
point they
get
should
that, but
have it.
like Deb has Alzheimer's. If the truth comes out, they can't get her to confess. she can't stand trial because she has a disease that's literally destroying her mind. And I'm like, and sir, you're old. So if you go to prison for like for conspiracy or like whatever the fuck, like does it really matter? Tell the people what they need to know.
right? Like I feel like he was, I don't know. But I guess he's like, ride or die till the end, basically. Like he was not gonna give that up. He was, drunk trying to drive these people away. And I don't know. I guess, he was even offering to like sell his stuff if they needed the money, which I also feel like you should have done that in the first place, but whatever. But yeah, I mean Harris, I don't know. I feel like he was just freaking out like everybody else was.
He was trying his best. Wasn't good enough.
Let's move on to Gavin and Lewis, the camera guys and the editor.
Lewis wasn't really seen until the end. So Gavin was the one who left, right?
Yeah.
Because we only saw Lewis what like twice. We saw him installing one of the cameras at the beginning because Deborah was like walking behind him creepily, and then we saw like Lewis. We saw Gavin here and there because Gavin's the one who found her in the room with the switchboard. See, I get why Gavin left. Gavin kept stumbling upon her doing weird shit.
Yeah,
So
like I remember the one. Well, first of all, I think like the first time when when they caught her, I guess getting on the counter and
the
there was
stove.
no like on the stove and there was no like time skip or anything like she literally just fucking did that. And everybody was like, "Oh, those are cool effects." And he was like, "Are you guys not seeing this shit?" Like she just got on the fucking counter, didn't climb on it. 1 second she was on the floor, the other second she was on the goddamn counter. Like he was onto something. I feel like out of all of them, he had like he was like seeing this shit, and he was like, "You guys aren't freaking out because I'm freaking the fuck out." Which I mean, same, because there's like she did so many things that were just not explained. I think another scene which I also like really liked. Actually, this is also one of my favorite scenes. Was I think he had put a cross on that window that she had nailed shut, and she just popped out of nowhere, and she was like, "You're letting all my heat out," and the window just goes up, and he's like, obviously freaking out, and he shows Mia, and Mia's like, "Okay, it's an open window," and he was like, "Bitch, this window just opened by itself. Like, do you not see this?" And I was like, "For real?" And she was
The
like,
only reason I liked him, I'm like, he's the only one who's noticing all this weird shit is happening, and everyone is being completely dismissive. And I'm like, no, like, no, like, pay attention to what the fuck he's talking about. And can we talk about Mia?
yeah, yeah, we can go over to me.
I did not like Mia. I could not stand Mia. She was passive aggressive. She was rude. She wasn't. She didn't. It wasn't. It took until the very end for her to be like, "Oh shit, some weird. Like this isn't normal. There's some supernatural stuff happening." But I'm like, Gavin's been trying to tell you this the entire movie. You have like I get you have this assignment to do, but you've watched this woman like rip her body parts off. You watched
Yep.
her like try to eat these figurines. At no point did you think maybe we shouldn't be doing this. Maybe this
She
is more of
literally
an
watched
Alzheimer.
her throw up dirt and earthworms. And she was like, "Well, it happens." Like, ma'am, you're crazy.
Where does that happen? Like I don't what how I need to know where she's partying, where she's doing stuff, where shit like that happens.
Yeah, exactly. Like that stuff is not normal. And yet, yeah, like I feel like every time Gavin or Lewis came up to her with some type of weird evidence, she would be so dismissive. Like she would be like, "Okay, like so, like, ma'am, like, are you not like?" I mean, I get that she wants to, just do her whatever thesis she was doing. She just wanted to.
But you could still
at that
be
age.
human and notice that like this is probably insensitive. Stuff is going down, and I should probably take a step back.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like I don't know. She was just I just don't I think out of the whole movie, I do really like the movie, but she is so annoying every single time because she is such a bitch. Does not listen
Yep.
to anyone. Like her only goal, like I mean, honestly, the first time that I knew I didn't like her was literally in the beginning when she literally lied to like Dev and Sarah about her grandparents, like having Alzheimer's. And then Lewis is like, "Aren't they like literally vacationing right now?" And she was like, "So like." They just need a little push. Like tell me you're desperate without telling me you're desperate. Like I don't know.
It's insane. I did not like her. She was so annoying. I'm like, why aren't you paying attention to what's happening?
And she was annoying at the end too. Like I get like she want to go help Sarah, but she was literally screaming the whole time she was in the cave. She was yelling for Sarah the whole time. Sarah's trying to get her mom, save this little girl, and Mia was just like, "Oh my god, it's dark in here." Like, ma'am, like,
She's yelling at everyone who's trying to like point out like shit isn't right to her.
yeah, like she denied it so long and just acted like I don't know. I just don't like her. I really don't.
I don't think we were supposed to. And if that was the point, then great job because I hated her.
Yeah, she was definitely not. Ugh, just not it. I guess. Um, yeah, she was. Ugh, whatever. What about Kara? I think her name was or Kara. Kara,
Which one
the
was?
the little girl. I guess. I mean, I know that
Oh
she
my.
wasn't really like
She
in
wasn't
it,
really
but
there, but no one. Because how long after was? So the everything happened at the mine, the cave, and then the end of the movie that took place when.
I think it took place 6 months.
So she beat cancer and grew all her hair back and was completely healthy 6 months later. Because during the whole ordeal, that girl looked like she was about to die. And you
Yeah.
tell me in 6 months she makes this big miraculous recovery and no one is questioning it. I mean, I get the parents. The parents are like, my daughter's not dying. Yay, this is a happy, joyous occasion for the family. But the medical professionals aren't like, this girl was on death's door. Now she's like blowing out her candles, celebrating her 10th birthday with a full head of hair, like the cancer just never fucking happened.
Well, they called it a miracle. Actually, no, I think it was a year later because she was celebrating her 10th birthday, if I'm
Well,
not.
I'm reading something now, and it only says months later.
Nah.
So I'm guessing it's probably more than like 6 months.
Yeah, she just. I don't know. I remember in like the news reporter guy, he was like, "It's such a miracle, wow!" Which is why I guess they were there, obviously, making a news story out of it. But no, yeah, I mean, I know she wasn't really like there, but I don't know. She was scary at the end. I was like that look that she like gave the camera, and you're like, wait, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that look, I was like, so does this mean that does this mean that she got it? Is that what that meant? It wasn't clear. It wasn't clear at all. I was like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what's
It
happening.
wasn't clear, but I think it wasn't meant to be clear. I guess.
We're supposed to like just hope and like imply that it may happen.
Yeah, I think so. What about Sarah Logan? What'd you think about her?
I love Sarah. No, she against all odds, she was like an amazing daughter and she was really trying to be there for her mom. And I was like, I'm not mad at her. She's trying. She was really trying.
She was. She was trying so hard to like, be there for her mom in the beginning and, try to, I guess, help her with the disease she had. And then when things were going downhill fast, she was like, coming trying to come up with solutions, trying to get answers, open to like any ideas that everybody was throwing around. I love Sarah. I feel so
I,
bad for her, but I love Sarah.
I do. Like she was still trying to be upbeat, so making jokes with her mom, going to the hospital. I was just like, oh my god, because like all the moments outside of like the weird supernatural stuff was like so heartbreaking. Cause she'd be talking to her mom, trying to explain something to her mom, and then the demon takes over, and I'm like, oh my god, she's trying so hard, and then to find out that this is all happening to your mom because she was protecting you from this crazed person who wanted you to be his next victim. Like, come on. I don't know where I know that actress from. I've seen her in something else. Oh, okay. I know her from Secret Life of American Teenager. Okay, no, yeah, that's where I've seen her before.
But yeah, I felt so bad for Sarah. Like all I guess being sent to like boarding school, that itself was traumatic for her cuz she, grew up thinking that her mom just like rejected her, because obviously she found out that, Sarah wasn't straight, wasn't like perfect and prim the way her mom was. And I feel like that definitely like and to not to spend all these years thinking that her mom just didn't accept her when really she was trying to save her from this man. I feel like, like the amount of feelings that she must have had in that moment to find that out, only to
That
then,
had to be rough.
right? Like growing up. I mean, I don't know if she would like resented her. I mean, I doubt that she resented her mom, but that relationship became kind of strange, I feel. Because she like left, she was in boarding school. I don't know if she ever really came back, but then she was with, she had her girlfriend. They were trying to make a life together, only for her mom to get sick. So Sarah, sacrificed her own, like, continuing with her own life in order to come back, stay with her mom, and was like shouldering all that responsibility without telling anyone about it. Um, I don't know, like I think like Mia said it. She was like, like stress is the real killer because her stress. I think like her blood pressure was just really high because she was like trying to take care of her mom, seeing her mom, have to deal with this disease, and then the house, like they're losing the house, but they don't have money for the house, but her mom doesn't want to lose the house, and it was just, I can't even like it must have been a lot for her, only for all the supernatural shit to happen, and
Hmm.
then her mom, I guess and then her mom being possessed and then all this weird shit, which I feel like she took all that very well. Like her only like priority was her mom, was getting her mom to like be better, I guess. Like, look, like I love my mom, but once some shit starts going down, I'm like, look, I need to leave. Cause like Sarah, she was trying to like contact everyone. She was contacting the hospital when they weren't helping. She went to the priest when the priest wasn't helping. She was looking stuff up, and then I mean, Mia. The only good thing she did in the movie was helping her with that. But like, she just tried so hard.
Yeah, she didn't give up. That was a good part. I was like, I do like that the daughter is still strong because that's what was needed. So I'm glad. I'm happy for that.
What do you think of Deborah Logan? The
Okay, I felt so sad for Deborah. Like it, I just wanted to, like all this, like I was just, from the start of the movie, I was trying to figure out like why is she. I was like, is she being possessed because she has Alzheimer's and she's a easy target? Like, is that's what's happening? And but then you find out that this all happened because she simply tried to protect her daughter from some crazed guy who wanted immortality. That just I was like, ah, it's like a mom protecting her daughter, and now she's paying the price for it.
I mean,
Ugh.
technically, it was like he, I guess, started possessing her during that time was because she had Alzheimer's, and I think it was because it was getting worse. But he probably wouldn't have targeted her if she wasn't, the one to protect her daughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a double edged sword. Like uh,
And honestly, like props to her. Like she was like,
not
as
my
soon as she
baby.
found that shit out, she killed him. Like she did
As she
not
should.
hesitate.
Like, protect your bait, protect your daughter. Like, get rid of that creep.
Right? Like, and I also like the fact that like her husband dies, so she became like a single mom. And
Hmm.
instead of, looking for like another husband or, she like she created her own business that ended up being like really great for the town. And then she
Yep.
became this like person that I guess people would kind of go to. Like
Charlotte,
she knew so many
Charlotte,
secrets.
sick. Yeah,
Like
and
I
that
thought that was
became profitable for her, which was
yeah.
cool. Yeah, I just felt so bad for Deborah. I just, your husband died. I take care of your daughter, and then you go above beyond taking care of her by killing someone who was going to kill her, and here you are with Alzheimer's, and it was just I just felt so bad for her. I wanted to give her a hug. And her being played by an actress who I love just made it worse. I'm like, oh no, not Joe Larson.
Yeah, I felt bad for Deborah. All she wanted, and like the fact that, I mean, yeah, she lived, but like her disease got so much worse that she was, that she couldn't talk, she couldn't walk, she couldn't even stand trial. And, it's like not really a happy ending, really. Like nobody big died, but also like none of them really won in the end, I feel.
Hmm.
And that was, I don't know, like I feel like for a movie where none of the main characters died, it's such a good ending because it's
You
not like
know
a
what?
happy ending.
I just realized that none of the main people died. Like, only person that died was Harris. I guess he was the main person. Not really. Harris died, and then that sheriff lady, but no one else died.
Yeah, but like still, like at the end, like Deborah, lost basically her life, like her, couldn't walk,
Yeah.
couldn't talk, which I feel like probably is a lot more stressful for Sarah now, because now she has to actually take care of her mom 24/7.
I
And
mean,
I can't imagine.
she could put her in a home.
Yeah, but she's not gonna do that.
No.
No, she's not gonna
It's
do
probably
that.
gonna cause stress with her and her girlfriend.
She's probably gonna break up with her girlfriend, to be honest. Um,
Yeah.
Mia is probably traumatized. You know what I mean? Like nobody really won in this. I guess except for Henry, but he was the bad guy. Which, speaking of Henry Desjardins, what did you think about him?
Weak, pathetic old man.
Right. Well, he was
That's
dying too.
yeah, but so since you're afraid to die and you don't want to die, you're gonna go around and you murder four innocent kids who haven't really even started their life yet, and then now you're tormenting this old woman because she killed you because you're trying to kill her daughter. Like, ugh, pathetic.
Same. But to be honest, I kind of wish they would have got a little bit deep. Like I know there was like a documentary about it, but I wish they would have gone a little bit deeper into
I did love that aspect. I did love the whole like documentary thing. That was pretty cool.
you're watching a documentary supposedly being made about Alzheimer's, and then you watch a documentary about people dying. I don't know. That was cool. But no, yeah, he was a pathetic old man. Like I get that he was dying and he was probably freaking out about it, but like you're killing girls from a small town where you live, and it's a small town, so you know these girls. Like I think like he knew Sarah, but he was gonna kill her anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Weren't they? Yeah, fucking creep. I felt no sympathy for him. I was mad the entire time.
Interesting facts about the film. It was released via electronic sell through on October 21st, 2014, and by video on demand.
I figured this was a VOD given the nudity. Because she was naked a few times. I don't know if that was actually
Yeah.
her, but I was like, oh my god, this is a lot.
Yeah, like when she was naked, I was like, okay. But then it kind of made sense why she was naked so that you can see, like, I guess her
Oh,
skin.
her back, I felt so bad. I wanted
Yeah.
to hug her so much.
I felt so bad when she had, I guess when he had stopped possessing her and she literally had to feel all that shit that he made her do. Like her hands were so bloody. Can't imagine what her fucking back looks like. Like her skin was peeling, I guess, to give it that snake aspect. But once he was done with her, she, was technically she was human. She had to deal with that. Oh my god, I just can't even imagine. Like that scene, I was like, oh my god, like, there was blood in her mouth. Ugh, not great.
Insane.
Well, it has a 91% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Ooh.
Oh.
Ain't It Cool News called it found footage done right, one of the most effective entries in the popular subgenre, which I agree. I love found footage, and I love this movie. Um,
Same. This is one of the few found footage movies I actually enjoyed.
yeah. The Wrap named it a Netflix horror gem, calling the film one of the freshest entries in American possession horror. Facts,
Yes.
Um, Bloody Disgusting panned the film, stating that it was derivative. Yeah, I don't know. It was a good movie. I love this movie. I remember when it first came out. Well, I guess not really when it first came out, but when I first saw it, and I was like, I need this movie. It was so hard to find.
I was glad I was able to watch it on YouTube. I was like, I don't know why. I'm like, I've never heard this movie before. This is a deep cut. But I was like, oh, it's on YouTube in full for free. Yay.
So, Marcus, do you cash or pass?
I think I cashed. This is a good movie. I would have definitely wouldn't have mind if I rented it. Like it was great. It was solid. Like there's jump scares, there's suspense, there's like there's it's like such an emotional movie, not just like a horror
Yeah.
movie. It's a horror movie that makes you emotional. So it's a cash for me all the way. Take my money.
True. It's obviously cash for me because the lengths that I had to take just to get an actual copy of the movie was like I waited so long for this movie. I love this movie. I love it so much. It's so yeah, like on top of being found footage, um there's like possession, but it's not like your regular like, oh, it's a demon. It's like no, it's a man possessing people because he wants to live forever. He wants to finish what he started. And it's not like and I liked how they brought like a different type of ritual to it because you kind of I don't know, it was just I loved it. Um and yeah, like I agree it's also a very like you feel bad for mostly everybody, not really Mia, but you feel bad for basically everyone involved, Like for obviously for Deborah, like she literally just did what I figured any mom would do and she paid the price for it. Sarah was trying to do, she was just trying to be a good daughter. Uh, Gavin and Lewis, they were just trying to chase a bag. And then and then Harris, he was just trying to protect his best friend. I don't know. It's just, it's a good movie. I love this movie. I could watch it all the time and actually watch it. It's so good. And on that note, join us next week as we watch Tawan's favorite movie, Shutter.
That I'm kind of excited for. I haven't seen that one either. I've seen like clips, so hopefully I like that one as much as I like this one.
I saw the
So
remake for Shutter, so I'm really excited to see the original, right?
yeah, I've never seen the remake. I know that Leonardo DiCaprio's in the remake, but I've never actually seen it. So I'm excited. Wait, is that even the same? I don't even know if that movie is the same. Either way, I'm excited to
You know
see
what?
it.
It's not. I don't think it is
It's
actually.
not okay. Okay,
I think the one with Leonardo is Shutter Island.
and that's not the same thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's not. Okay, well, I guess I'll be seeing this for the first time.
Oh
I'm
my god, it
excited.
looks scary. Oh my god.
It isn't this like Japanese horror? I don't want to be wrong. Oh, it's Thai. It's Thai horror. Oh, Thai and Japanese horror. They both freak me the fuck out. So thank you for taking over today, Maria. And we hope you guys listen to our next episode. Goodbye. The Haddonfield Horrors podcast is a Letters to Media production.
Should we do an intro?